What's up, you guys? It's Cody coming back at you with another video, and today we're gonna put some rock lights behind the no half-ass cut out in the bumper, and I'm gonna tie those into the running lights so that way every time the truck is on and the running lights are on, the pod lights or the rock lights behind the no half-ass light up. So it'll pretty much be lit up at all times, and I think it's gonna look really cool at night. So let's go ahead and get into it. For those of you guys that have been following my channel, you know that I recently moved and I've been doing a lot of work trying to get my garage set up nicely, and we have come a long way. There was an old shelf in here, like a standalone shelf. Finally tore that thing apart. This shelving system was doubled over, and it basically took up a lot of room, a lot of unnecessary room. I did not need that much shelving built into the wall, so I tore down one side of the shelving. I finally got my punching bag hung up. I built this stand or this punching bag hanger at work, welded that thing up myself and put the punching bag hanger on it. So finally got my punching bag hung up. Pretty excited to be able to start hitting that again and doing some more workouts. Got my bench set up. Harley's over here. So for those of you guys that haven't seen it, 1993 Harley Sportster, hardtail, 883, built up to a 1200. I don't put that on the channel too much, but just so you guys know I have it. So anyways, let's get back to the rock lights. We basically have two rock light pods. Like I said, we're gonna put these both in, and we're gonna use this fuse with this whip coming off of it to tie it into the running lights. So you can basically, if I find a fuse plug that runs off the running lights by itself, I'll put this in that. But if not, then I could take one of the old fuses that is already running something on the truck off the running lights, and I can plug this in place of that, and then put that old fuse back into this bottom one, and then put a new fuse in here for the whip for the rock lights. So that's what this is for. We will use our little power tester, 12 volt tester right here that I just bought. I had one before, but that one broke. And then we're gonna mount it all to this piece of stainless steel angle. I'm gonna clean this up and paint it, even though it's stainless, just so that way it doesn't rust, because there is some rust on it, probably just from some carbon particles getting on it. So we'll clean that up and paint it, and then go ahead and tie this in. So first thing we're gonna do, let's go ahead and pop the hood and try and find a fuse plug or a fuse spot that we can put the new fuse in to run these rock lights to. I know some of you won't be able to believe it, but yes, I do actually use the bed of this truck sometimes. So for those of you guys that think, oh, you can't even use that truck as a truck anymore, I can still get some stuff done with it. Okay, so I've never done anything like this before, and according to the videos I watched on how to tie in something to your running lights, you want to have your running lights off and check every fuse in your fuse box, and when this light is not on while the running lights are not on, and then you turn the running lights on and then this lights up, then you know that it's tied into your running lights. So my problem, first of all, is that this fuse thing that I bought, I went and bought this without opening this up and checking for these, but this one doesn't fit in any of these. I guess maybe for a standard car this is the right size, but this is not the right size for any of these. I need a bigger one. These ones right here are much larger. As you can see there, that is a much larger fuse that is already in this truck. So I definitely need a different one of these. And on top of that, I'm also having a problem with my checker. All of these have power to them, even with the running lights off. So apparently none of these spots will work. So I might have to do some more research, go and check some other videos and see how I'm gonna do this. All right, guys, so again, I never claim to be a professional. I'm just a normal guy working on my truck, learning as I go, just like any of you. But basically, I did remember that there is this other fuse box underneath the dash or under the steering wheel, and I thought, okay, maybe I'm looking at the wrong one, looking at the one under the hood. Maybe this is actually the one that I need to tie in this into, but this doesn't fit in any of these either. It's way too big for all these also. So I thought, all right, then I just need to get one of these that is smaller and fits into here. But I tested all of these with our 12 volt tester, and none of these seem to really work with the running lights either. So none of those are going to work. So finally I pulled the switch off, popped this out, and then I checked all these on the back of the plug for the switch, and whichever one did not turn on my 12 volt tester until I turned the running light on, obviously, is our running light wire. And I found this brown one is actually tied into our running light, and it has this extra connection on it, which is a white wire. You can kind of see that white wire. I followed that white wire down here, and here is that white wire. So I actually don't know what this white wire does. It comes over here and ties into a bunch of other wires with electrical tape. So basically what I'm gonna do is order basically something kind of like this, which is going to actually have an inline fuse. Instead of this fuse plug, it's gonna have a connector like this, and then an inline fuse tied into it, and then the other side will be another connector like this, and I can basically splice it into here and have the fuse on this side of it, so that way the rock lights will hit the fuse before it hits anything that's on the other side of this, and then it'll go up to the switch into our running lights. So this is basically how I'm gonna tie those lights into my running lights. And this, don't worry about this, that's just my Hydra controller wire. I could probably do something better with that, but for now, that's how that's gonna stay, because we're working on something else right now. As you can see, there's no light on here, but we're gonna come up here and turn the running light on, and now we have power. Turn it off, no power. On, power. So there you go, you can see that's tied into the running lights. All right, so we should finally have what we need here. This is our inline fuse that we're gonna be using. I have a 5 amp fuse on there. I think that should be more than enough. If we have to go bigger down the line, we can. But I'm gonna start with the 5 amp. I think that should be more than enough for these rock lights. Now, the way I'm gonna tie this in to our white wire is using one of these. Now, I know a lot of people don't really like these. I used to not like them as well. I had some bad experiences with them, but I also think there's kind of a right way to use these and a wrong way. I think a lot of people try and go over the insulation of the wire and then crush down on it and try and penetrate through the insulation, and then they come loose and they stop making good connections like that. I don't think that's the correct way. I think the correct way is to actually have the bare wire go in there, so that way when you clamp down on it, as you can maybe see in there, this is going to clamp down directly on the bare wire, and then the other side, this one where the white wire goes, we're actually going to strip away some of the insulation on that, so that way we do the same thing. We clamp down on bare wire. We're not trying to actually cut through or penetrate our insulation. So I think it'll be okay with that. That's how I'm going to try it. If it fails down the line, it's an easy fix and I can do it another way. Alright, so as you can see, we have some bare wire exposed there. So let's put on our little clamp connector. We'll put the clamp connector on first, connect that on the inside. This white wire is a little smaller than the orange wire on our inline fuse, so we'll put that on the inside, and then we'll put this one on the outside. And we should be connected. We don't have any power. Let's turn on the running light. Power. So we are officially tied into our running light. We just need to run some wire and put our mounting bracket on and actually mount our rock lights, and we're ready to have power. Our bracket is done with our holes drilled, and the paint's kind of still wet. I'm super impatient with painting. I hate painting. I hate waiting for paint to dry. But I'm gonna go ahead and bolt this thing up on the inside of the bumper, and then I can go back and spray some white paint on it in there. That's just how I am with paint. I'm so impatient with paint. Also, as you can see here, we have our wire ran all the way to the light pods, or where the light pods will be, I should say.
On that beat, going crazy.
What's up, you guys? I just got back from work, so obviously it's another day. I didn't get to finish this job yesterday, so I went ahead and wrapped it up. I went to work today. I just got home and I went ahead and finished it up, wrapped everything up, finished up connecting the lights and tucking the wire away and zip tying it and stuff like that. So basically now I'll just go over it with you guys and show you guys everything I did. And then when it gets dark tonight, like I said, I just finished it right now in the daytime. So when it gets dark, we'll test it out and you guys will see it for the first time along with me. We'll see how it looks, but I'm pretty excited to see how they look at night. So let's go ahead and go over everything. I'll show you guys exactly how I did everything, and then we'll check them out later tonight when it gets dark. I can't wait. I think it's gonna look good. So I'm pretty sure I showed you guys everything that I did under here, under this fuse panel. I already kind of showed you how that is, how that went. I tied it all in together in that white wire and then electrical taped it. So I won't show you guys that. I mean, you saw the inline fuse that I added, everything like that. Let me go ahead and pop the hood and I'll show you some other stuff. So basically, I ran wire through the firewall, back behind here, behind the air filter. Give it plenty of extra slack. Ran it through, you guys can't see it because of the light, but there's a hole right here. I ran it through and it comes out behind the headlight, as you can see there, drops down behind the headlight. Ran it through there just to hold it extra security. Zip tie there, through that bumper hole, down here to our two light pods and our connections. So basically what we have here, again, our angle iron with our mounting bolts. I used one of the mounting bolts for the ground. So both of the light pods have the grounds tied into one wire, which comes here. So this ground is for both lights, and then both lights are tied into the power at the same time as well. I had drilled an extra hole, so we have one hole for our light wires, and then the mounting holes, and then an extra hole that I could use to put a zip tie to hold all this up. So from outside, you cannot see any of these wires. It's nice and zip tied. I'm probably gonna drill another hole here and then zip tie this right here. But basically, that's it right there. And our two light pods are one here and one here. And then I used heat shrink on all of it and then electrical taped over the heat shrink. So that's pretty much it. Like I said, let's give it a couple hours to get dark and then we'll go ahead and check them out. Real quick, if you're not already subscribed, please make sure you hit that subscribe button and also hit the notification bell so that way you're notified whenever I upload future content. And that's pretty much it. Let's go ahead and check them out. All right, here we go. First time seeing them at night. Oh my God. Wow, that's way brighter than I thought it was gonna be. Oh yeah, that looks cool. All right, let's actually turn these things on. Oh my God. I did not expect it. I kind of looked at it in the daytime earlier and I did not think they were going to be that bright. Holy, wow, that's sick. Wait, all right. I got to turn these rock lights on too. Hold on. Look at this thing. Oh my God. This thing's just coming together more and more as time goes on. Look at that. That is cool. Honestly, I did not expect it to look that good. Holy crap, that's cool. I am super happy with that. Look at this thing. Look at this. I mean, who's got a better 7.3? Who's got a better 7.3? That's it for this video, you guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure you check out my last video where we did a complete build walk around. We went over everything that we did to the truck, all the mods and upgrades, so go check that out. It's gonna be like right here somewhere in the screen. You can just click on that and go check that video out. Hope you guys enjoyed this one, and I'll catch you guys on the next video.